What's going on, boys? Welcome back to the channel, and today is that faithful day that we go into the Crew 2's reviews on the new update. See, every single update, I'd go in and I'd see the reviews for the update and what could be changed. And I even give Ivory Tower some advice on what to change. That advice is never really done anything with, but you know, it's nice that I guess we can hope. But yes, today I'm gonna be showing the results to this poll on screen right now. We got 62% 5-star, 23% 4-star, 5% 3-star, 3% 2-star, and 7% 1-star. Overall, this is actually a really good update. Here's the contractor poll, and here's the contractor 2. You know, they really did do something better this time around, and the reviews are a lot more positive, but not without their negatives. So join me today as I go through some of the reviews and see what they're kind of saying before we jump into it. Do head down there, subscribe with notifications on. I'm putting in a bunch of work, trying to do as much as I can, making the crew actually enjoyable and fun when it comes to content. So I'll see you boys there. And there is here. And here we are with the Rate American Legends and why. First and foremost, 5 stars. Because the handling of street and hypercar events just feel more premium. Does he know that Street and Hypercar didn't get updated? It's Rallycross. Rallycross is what got updated. Yeah. And here we are from Member Lunach, which, hey, boys, head down there, become a member. It would be very much appreciated. Show some love, boys. Helps me do what I can do. And he put a very big message. And here it is on screen for you boys if you want to read it. There it is. But, obviously, I'm gonna more summarize. The Motorpass, he gives 5 stars, which is interesting. A massive improvement from the last 2 Motorpasses. Okay, so obviously Contractor 2 was based on off-road, so I can imagine he would say it was better than that, but he says better than both. The vanities are much better. To be fair, originally when this update came out, I really didn't like the vanities. I was very impartial to the vanities, you know? I was kind of like, oh, indifferent, I say. I guess. But you know what? Now that I've actually got the hands-on with the vanities, they are a lot better than the last 2 episodes. Yeah, the T-Rexes ones being annoying as hell. Stories, 4 to 5 stars. A really cool concept, and you actually get anything cool at the end of the missions. I really look forward to collecting cars and vanities in the future of this update. A massive improvement to the boring as hell contractor missions. There's a lot more reason. You know, there is a lot more reason, you know. The contractor was just like, the contractor, you know what it is? Contractor felt like it should have been along with a better update. It was so bare minimum. Like, this feels like the big chunk of the update, but missing some of the extra things. The contractor was the extra things without the big chunk of the update. But hey, we're so traumatized by the contractor that I'm even bringing it up during the American Legends. And I think the fact that we just came out of contractor does help with the improved ratings for American Legends. Does he mean 3 out of 5? And did he mean 4 out of 5? I guess 4 out of 5 for stories, maybe? Because I doubt he means 3 or 5. Look, very cool so far. The summits are what they are, and the bike's kind of growing on me, but I see why people don't like it. The new vehicles, 4 stars. This is just based on the Corvette ZR1 with a roof, which, to be fair, right, it's a lose-lose situation. It took them so long to add a car that has just a roof on it. It's the only buyable car day 1, but they didn't tell us it was a new car. But if they did tell us it was a new car, then people would have complained that it's just a re-roof, and they didn't tell us, and people complained that they didn't tell us. You know, audiences are hard to deal with. Super cool to oh yeah, and the Kramvik interception unit, that'll be a lot of fun. That comes out this Wednesday, and I'm gonna enjoy using that thing for sure. Handling improvements, 5 stars. Looks promising from the SidWaj video. Yes, the video I did on the handling improvements, they are definitely very good, and it will be balancing the specs as he says. That it'll be very nice. In summary, the Motorpass is very good and a huge improvement from the last 2 Motorpasses. The cars and vanities look amazing. The story missions are fun, and you actually get a good reward at the end. Summits, you know what? Decent. As far as the 4 Motorpass go, right, The gold edition, I don't really like. I don't know what you boys think about it. Actually, I did a poll, so I do know what you boys think. So, you boys rated the Awakening edition the best, the Porsche second best, the Mustang worst, and third... Okay, why have I done that in that order? I mean, you can see it on screen right there, I suppose. And I think I'm okay with that rating, but I don't like the fact that the gold edition is being put up over the Mustang. I really don't like the gold edition. Maybe it's just me. It's not even gold. It's a mango nugget. 4 stars. I'm having some fun doing the stories. I love looking at pictures and trying to spot the locations on the map, even though I have 3 nitpicks. I still enjoy them. Sometimes there are other people doing the same mission, and sometimes they end up spoiling the locations. I have noticed that a lot, actually. I didn't originally until Mr. Paragleber, which, massive shout out to him regardless. I mean, hey, he just does a bunch of stuff for racing games and car games, but Mr. Paragleber over here brought this fact up, and I noticed it in the story I did after, which, yes, you'll see a lot of people on the locations often, which does spoil it. My second problem is that when you reach the location, there's nothing in that area that connects to the clue. It would be nice to have something at that location that would relate to the clue. Oh, so do you mean like an actual, like finding the actual chassis or the body of the... I guess? I don't know, that's an interesting criticism that I don't believe I've heard before. There should be a physical asset that is placed there. I think... all things considered, to make a unique asset for every single location would be a bit much. I think I do ask for things that are a bit much often, but I think that's way much, you know? Like, separating the model of the chassis for each and every single car, and not every single car is going to be building the car, you know? Not every single story. The third problem is that there's not enough mission. I already finished the first 2, now I want more, but I'll have to wait for them. We need more missions to start with, nevertheless, I'm doing it. Yeah, I mean, hey, we're getting 2 a week, and once this whole update is done, any new player that comes to the game will get... how many is that? They will have... 2 every week for 16 weeks, 32 missions to do. But, again, 16 of them are Bucks ones. It is a very, very positive reception. 5-star because the stories are the most interesting thing I've seen being added to the game in a long time. 5 stars, I love doing stories because there is finally something new that we can do in the game. 5 stars because I like the concept and a massive update to the Crew 2 with new cars. 5 stars. It's what the contractor should have been. Again, another member. More in-depth and fleshed out. But it is piss easy, and that's not a bad thing. I suppose so. 5 stars. I love road trips and finding locations. 5 stars because I love the fact that they're still improving the game after 5 years. Motorpass looks very cool. I love the neons and wheels. Stories mode is really cool. And finally, utility to this map. Literally the only update that made me be in the open world for more than 10 seconds. That is a big thing. This did, like Enzanorm said earlier, this did exactly what the contractor was trying to do, but 10 times better. This is actually keeping people in the open world. The contractor did that so badly because there was no incentive. And one of the main things that I critiqued and hoped that they would actually listen was that the contractor should have given more money. At minimum, double the money. And they didn't do it, you know? And thus, the contractor remained a completely fruitless and pointless task. Yeah, I think it's better than the last season, so that's why I gave it 5 stars. That is quite the low bar. Let me find some maybe negative reviews. It's good, but once you finish the stories for a week, there's nothing to do. That is a major problem with the game regardless. The problem with the game at the moment is they're adding stuff that pretends like the rest of the game is still good. Yes, we can get a new thing every week, but we don't have anything to fall back on. Did anyone say, please do anything to PvP, like party game modes, like Capture the Crown, and a Battle Royale, or the Infected? Please? If PvP was better, it would literally save the game. The game itself is still boring, and that's exactly what I mean. The problem is they can do whatever they want, and it can be absolutely brilliant for a day or 2 days a week, but then the rest of the game is bad. They need to get to the rest of the game. 4 stars. Okay, what? 5 stars because the contractor is over. That, you know what? Fair. So I want to start with the Motorpass. I believe this is actually a good one. All the items are great, but I wish we had another creator's car in it. I think that's just they don't know this, but creators' cars and unique models that aren't actual IRL models, those are only in the second episode. Creators' cars are always in second episode. One thing that is not very good is the money that you get on some levels. It's so damn low. What do you mean? I assume maybe he means Motorpass levels, I think. Which, yeah, like the money Ivory Tower gives you directly in this game is literally pennies to how easy money making is in this game. They don't need to put that on the Motorpass. Yeah, money shouldn't even be a Motorpass reward. It's disgusting that it is. Next, the stories. This update brings good new missions that are very fun to do. The first mission gives you a car, which is good, but the other one gives you money. Again, earning money is too easy. Yep, they could just reward you with vanity. That's the 8-step ones, unfortunately. Of course, there are still many weeks. Furthermore, I did a post that was what people think of the confetti smoke. Some people really think it is worth it. Definitely worth it. A lot of people didn't really like it. A lot of people are kind of just like all of that for one vanity. I think it's more of a they should have known what they were getting into. And I think in the future they will now, so. I did also do a poll, is what do you think of stories? And this is a poll on, obviously, just the game mode. Seeing other people doing the challenges made the game... You know what? That is a big thing. Although seeing other players spoils the thing very often, it's just so nice to be in the open world and be doing an activity and feel like there's other people living in this same world. Oh, it's so nice now, again, to have the feeling of other people playing the game. Honestly, really fun. I've only done the short one. Best use of the maps by far, but a best update, I feel like it could be improved somehow, but still very good. So, speaking on that, here are my sort of few little things that I think would really help this update. They really are little, because I really do believe that they did this almost right. One, when you're doing a story, please, oh please, when I've got a thing pinned, a story pinned, it is pinned. Why, oh why, can the actual image for the story not be on screen when I'm on the map? It doesn't have to be obvious. It can just be, say, in the top right-hand corner as like a little smaller, way smaller, or just the middle right, or the left where the normal, like, pinned things are. Just somewhere on this screen, it would be so much nicer if the image, if just the image and the vague description of, like, what is this place? Whoa. What is this place? Okay. If the image for the thing could just be on screen with not the full story description, but instead just the find this house northwest of data, like that thing, and the image, and give it, like, I don't know, give it a bit of tilt, maybe make the edges rough so it looks like it's just a piece of paper that, you know, your, like, character has on screen while looking at the map, you know? Like, it would just be perfect, and it would make it feel so much smoother, the whole process. But then again, all it does is take more time to do it then, and more time spent on the game. Technically, that's a win, you know? Next, right, is for the vehicles that are related to the story missions. There being the Splatter Edition, you know, the Motorpass vehicles, the Splatter Edition, the Mustang Stunt Edition, the Challenger the Challenger, etc., and the Porsche, as well as the 8 cars that we're going to be getting along this entire season. If you see there, like, consistently for every vehicle, right where whatever I'm using to put on screen is on screen, in that area, in between the perf level and the name of the vehicle. Now, obviously, some longer names do, you know, they eat into that space, but they never go too far into it, you know? Like, even some of the longest names, they just get shortened, right? So, in that gap, if there was just, again, like a little stylized piece of paper, or just like a stylized box to this update that had the story, or just like a summarization of the story. A billionaire finds out about the 550 Spyder and wants to build his own, etc., etc. I don't know, I'm not part of the writing team. But something along those lines, just to make the cars to do with this episode feel a bit more unique. And on that very topic, see, when you don't have a car unlocked, it's here in collection, and it will be in the you know, the home as well, the HQ. What I ask, and I don't know if this is too much to ask for, but it's one of the main things I would absolutely love, is when a story is active. So, when a car has come out, and before you do that story, if you haven't done the story, that very car will not have a name. It will still show up in its respective brand, but it won't have a name or logo or anything, and instead will be tarped. And what I mean by that is how it is there. You see in the video, in the top left corner, how it is there. If it was rendered in the menu, like here, as that instead, it would just add so much more intrigue, and it could say unlock through stories, which I assume it already does. But instead of being able to see the car, it would be great if, you know, you only really find out about the car when you're doing the story. I don't know if there's a bit of a thing here where, you know, people might just not want to do it, but, you know, they can still look it up. That it puts even more to look up what car it is, and then do it, you know? I don't know. It's just a little thing. If in the home, the HQ, and in the profile vehicle section, it was tarped over when you don't own the vehicle, I think that would make it so much better. They'd also have to make it so you can't test drive it, though. So, you know, I guess maybe they would never do that, but I think it would add a lot more fun. And hey-ho, is this just another video for Ivory Tower to just sort of... I don't know, boys. I don't know. I get less and less optimistic by the day. I'm trying, okay? I'm kind of trying, and I'm losing grip of it. I'm losing grip. I'm trying and trying, and we boomed on the update. I just gotta keep it going, and that's where I'm just losing grip, you know? I'm like, I should keep going, but, you know? And hey-ho, that's a me problem. So, thank you to popular members, special thank you to famous members, and an insane thank you to Icon member for the love of life. In a...
My heart spills, so I'm cleaning up a mess, yeah. Gotta go to church, feel the demons at my neck, yeah. When I'm on a pill, I be feeling like I'm blessed, it's a curse. When I'm on the drugs, I'm the worst, shawty. Tell me how it feels, tell me does it hurt. Tell me if it's wrong when I'm lifting up your shirt, shawty. Tell me if it's real, or would you leave me in the dirt?